Hello and welcome to this daily hypnosis session to overcome addiction. Addiction is a challenging journey that many people embark upon, often without intending to. Its roots can delve deep, connecting with emotional, psychological, and physical aspects of our being. Overcoming addiction often requires a multifaceted approach, blending self-awareness, external support, and sometimes a little nudge from within our own minds. The landscape of addiction is vast, and each person's experience is unique. As we dive into today's session, we aim to explore some of these inner resources that may aid in this journey. Before we proceed, it's essential to note that hypnosis is a powerful tool. Please do not listen to this session while driving or operating heavy machinery. Always ensure you're in a safe and comfortable place. And now, on to the hypnosis. I wonder if you have ever noticed, while engrossed in a particularly engaging story, how the world around you fades away. Your focus narrows and you become a part of that story, feeling what the characters feel. And maybe as I talk about this, there's a memory, a favorite book or a film that comes to mind. Remembering that feeling, how everything else seemed distant. You can let that feeling wash over you now, and you might discover a kind of comfort in just allowing your attention to narrow down to my words. As they flow like a river, sometimes fast, sometimes slow, always in motion. And you might be curious about where they lead, much like you'd be curious about what lies beyond the next bend of a river. So let's journey gently, and with each breath you take and each word you hear, you could find yourself becoming more and more relaxed. There's no right or wrong way to feel, just be here with the words, with your own experience. You might even surprise yourself with how easily you can let go, entrusting yourself to the flow. It's fascinating, the deeper layers of our consciousness, much like the layers of an ancient forest. Think of times you've walked in such a forest, the canopy overhead casting dappled light on the path below. Each step you took brought you deeper into the heart of that woodland. The sounds growing softer, the air cooler, more serene. And as you remember that feeling, maybe you can let your mind drift deeper down a path of your own creation. The deeper you go, the more the outer world seems to blend, blur, and become distant. Every level brings a new layer of understanding, of peace. And just as every forest has its depth, its mysteries, so too does your mind. Some things familiar, comforting, and other things waiting to be explored, to be understood. Let the sound of my voice be that guiding path as you wander deeper and deeper still. Every word, every pause allows you to go 10 times deeper than before, finding comfort in this depth, knowing that this is where real change, real understanding can occur. Surrender to the journey, just as leaves surrender to the gentle pull of gravity, floating, drifting, descending into tranquility. Have you ever considered the sheer power and potential within the stories we tell ourselves? Especially those stories about who we are and what we're capable of. It's been said that the most influential tales are the ones we might not even be aware we're narrating. In the theatre of your mind, imagine an old movie projector, the kind with film reels, bringing stories to life on a blank screen. And let's explore one of those stories today, the one about addiction. But remember, this isn't the entire movie of your life, it's merely a chapter. And like all stories, they can be rewritten, reshaped with new endings. Picture the initial scenes of this story where the lure of the substance or habit began. It might have promised solace, fun, an escape, or maybe a companion in lonely times. But as stories unfold, characters evolve, situations change. In your story, the addiction which once might have seemed like a supporting character or even a friend started demanding a bigger role, overshadowing other important parts of your life. But what if, in this theatre, you have the power of the director? You could choose which scenes to emphasize, which characters to develop. Imagine a scene where you stand up to this demanding character, firmly yet kindly saying, "It's time for a new role for you." And as you utter those words, notice the feelings of empowerment, the dawning realization of control, and the myriad of possibilities that unfurl. You might recall moments in your life, forgotten in the haze of addiction, where you were strong, resilient, and full of potential. Maybe it's a childhood memory or a kind word someone said, or a time when you overcame a different challenge. Remember the strength you tapped into then. That strength is still within you, waiting, ready to be channeled once more. You know, sometimes it's about shifting perspective. Instead of seeing the addiction as a formidable adversary, what if it were a teacher, albeit a stern one, showing you what you're truly capable of overcoming? And isn't it interesting how when we change the lens through which we view a situation, the situation itself can transform? Imagine then a new story beginning to write itself on that projector. A tale where every time you felt the pull of the addiction, a stronger pull from within you emerged. A force rooted in love, self-worth, and the burning desire for a brighter future. You see scenes of you rediscovering hobbies, passions, forming deeper connections with loved ones, and most importantly, with yourself. And you might wonder how real this new narrative can be. And I'd say that it's as real as you allow it to be. After all, every great story started as a thought, a mere idea, before it took form. Your story is no different. With each choice, each step in this new direction, you're scripting a new chapter full of hope, growth, and transformation. Feel the warmth of this new narrative, the promise it holds. And when you're ready, tuck this movie into a special corner of your mind, accessible whenever you need a reminder of your inherent strength, capability, and the power of change. And as our time in this introspective theatre begins to draw to a close, imagine that winding river of words, the water gentle and persistent, moving forward. Feel yourself now beside that river, the sun shining bright, casting its warm rays upon you. With every breath you take, you become more aware of your surroundings, the sounds around you, the feel of the seat beneath you, the air in the room. It's almost as if, with each second that passes, you're being softly and gently drawn back to the present, to the here and now. You have delved deep, explored profound depths, and now it's time to resurface, bringing with you the insights, the knowledge, the newfound perspectives. Refreshed, revitalized, and ready to embrace the world with a renewed sense of purpose. And each time you face a decision connected to your addiction, you'll find an inner strength, a gentle reminder of this session, guiding you towards healthier choices. Your subconscious will continuously reinforce your commitment to a brighter, freer future, amplifying the stories of strength and resilience we've explored today. Trust in that inner guidance, knowing it's there to support you. Thank you for allowing yourself this time of reflection and exploration. Remember the power of your narrative and the possibility of rewriting it. And until next time, goodbye and good mental health.